Hi friends, welcome back to the e-bike noob. Today we're going to find out how much the cold weather impacts an electric bike.
And we're just gonna go ahead and do a little run directly down my favorite hill, and we're off to the races. We're hopping down the bunny trail. Okay, so a couple of things I wanted to do. It was 30 degrees when I left. I'm sure it's still somewhere around there, but it is officially freezing. That's 30 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're into like the Canada scene and all that, that's about zero. That's slightly less than zero. That's maybe like -1. So a couple of things I wanted to do. The first full range battery only, the first full range throttle only maximum battery range, however you want to word that, you know what I'm talking about, test. I'm going to redo that, the same route, on the same bike, the Ariel Rider X. The difference is, this time it is literally freezing out. So let's, I don't know, it seems like that's definitely going to impact the battery. Let's see how much it impacts the battery. I'll go back, maybe I'll even put a little thing somewhere over here that says the last results we got on this ride, but I think it was about 26 miles. It's fairly windy. There's a decent wind, probably 8 to 12 mile an hour wind. So there's a little bit of that. But I do remember when I did that first test, there was a little bit of wind. So I'd say pretty fair. A couple other things to point out on this test. I do have new tires on the bike. These are a little knobbier. They're not like a super aggressive, like fully, you know, off-road tire. These are a V Mission Command. Wow, this is wet. What the fuck? That's scary. Real scary. These are a V Mission Command. So they're definitely grippier than the stock tires. Probably got a little bit more weight than the first iteration of this test. I used to wear jeans. I'd put on some, like, you know, thermal, like long johns or whatever you want to call them, under some jeans, and just, you know, go for a regular bike ride. But it was getting too cold for that. It was starting to, the wind was coming through, and I don't know, you know, when you're way out there, it kind of sucks. So I wanted something a little more windproof, and ended up going with some snow pants, just regular ass, you know, insulated snow pants. These so far are excellent. We're just doing throttle only though. Man, those people have their own basketball court down there. I don't know if you can see that, it's crazy. The other thing we got going on that's a little bit newer is the front suspension. And we got a new fork. This is the replacement for the original first gen X Class fork. Excuse me. Anyone order a Hyper Scrambler 2 and regret it as soon as they saw the Grizzly? I ordered a Sondors, the Mad Mods. I got one of those coming in, like, I don't know, May or June or something like that. And as soon as I saw those new Ariel bikes, I thought about canceling. Okay, and here's our little offshoot to our sweet Riverbend Trail. I don't know if I've ever explored that little jog to the right there. I think that's one of those I always say I'm going to and never do. Yeah, you know, e-bike noob is gonna keep riding through the winter. I can't wait till it snows. I mean, we got a little dusting a couple weeks ago, but that was it. Okay, we made it. We made it to the waterfall. Good, there's people here.
My original plan was to take some nice pictures by the waterfall, maybe use them for a thumbnail or something like that. But like you just saw, there was a family there, so I didn't want to get in their way. Figured I'd just let them have a good time. Stick around if you want to see the results of this cold weather, full range, throttle only test. The weather definitely has an impact on the bike and how much range we can get out of it. So stay tuned if you're curious, and I'll let you know how much range we lost or maybe gained. No, I'm just kidding. We lost some range. But stay tuned. You'll find out how much. I did the same ride I did back in September when I did my first range test on this bike. My first YouTube range test, that is. I did the same ride to keep as many variables the same as I was able to, but obviously some things are different. I have different tires on the bike. I'm a little bit heavier due to the clothes I'm wearing. The wind is probably a little bit different, but I did my best to keep everything the same. And I lost roughly 2 miles of overall range on this ride. Most of that's probably because of the cold, but some of that are due to those other things we talked about. But I went from 26.23 miles back in September to 24.2 miles today in December on the same ride. So I lost 2 miles of total range. Most of that is due to the cold. Hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for riding with the e-bike noob. Have a great day.
And once we get to our first stoppage, we're going to call it there. Pinned all the way down. My hands are frozen. My feet are so cold. Uh-oh, there it goes, there it goes. There's our motor cut off. Woo! I don't know if you saw that on there, but it does what it does. Jumps the speed up to 28. All right, so that happened. Our first cutoff happened at 498.2. Now it'll keep going for a little bit. We'll get another, 1/10 of a mile out of the bike before the battery really won't go anymore. I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna pretty much call it there. Oh, she really ain't going anymore. That's it. Yeah, we got no juice left. I am on manual override. That's doing nothing. Now we're pedaling this thing like a bicycle. Might as well shut it off at this point.